Hello, you're listening to the servant of God, Pastor Banky.
We're looking at responsibilities of prayer. We're saying that the power of God is limited in our lives when we don't pray. We don't experience that power when we don't pray. The way by which we release the power of God is through prayer. We have established that again and again. And over time, we talked about the different kinds of prayer and how we are to use them. Now, what we have been talking about for some time is where we use them. The responsibilities. God has given us weapons. Let's use them. So what we are looking at now is the matter of being a good shepherd. We said when you are walking, that there are three kinds of people that walk on the earth. There is a good shepherd, there is the owner, and then there is a hireling. The hireling is known for not caring. The hireling does not care. I hope you're getting my point. Now, but there is what is called a good shepherd. A good shepherd is not concerned about himself. What am I going to get out of here when I'm going? We read from the book of John. Jesus said a good shepherd is not a hireling. A hired hand, he said, sees a wolf coming and he runs away. Preservation of his life is first to him. He doesn't care whether the wolf scatters the fold and whether the sheep are killed. But a good shepherd will fight the wolf. David was a good shepherd. You understand? He saw the lion coming, he fought the lion. He saw the bear take one of his own, he pursued after the bear just to retrieve his own. Then God gave him the ability, all right, to conquer both the lion and the bear. But God gave that to him because he was a good shepherd. Let's bear it in mind. A good shepherd is just like the owner. Every owner should be a good shepherd. All right, not every good shepherd is the owner. We saw that Jacob was a good shepherd in the house of Laban. All right, but he was not the owner. Now, so for a good shepherd is just beyond wages. And we said that if you are a worker somewhere as a Christian, God expects you to be a good shepherd and to contribute spiritually to that place. Many Christians go to the office. The only thing they are known for is they can lead prayer. Okay? At 12 o'clock, they are the ones that will lead prayer. But once they leave there, the welfare of the place where they are working is not in their hearts. All they are concerned about is what I will get out of the place. What about the growth of the place? They don't take it to God in prayer. And we read from the book of Jeremiah chapter 29, God expects every Christian to take the growth of that place to him in prayer. You must pray. Now, let me be practical. In the morning, pray for your boss. Pray for the owner of the business. Wake up in the morning, like Paul said, you give thanks. That's how you start. You start with thanksgiving. Lord, I want to thank you for this family that opened this business. For this man, this woman that opened this business. I want to thank you for the federal government who pays the salaries of thousands and thousands of people on a monthly basis. I want to thank you for the state government. No matter who be the owner of that company, you must start with thanksgiving. Listen, let me say this quickly. The natural human thing is grumbling. After all, how much am I being paid? Are you trying to say government cannot employ 5 people to do this work? So people complain every day. That's what the average person does. How much am I getting paid? What is going on here? You mean in this kind of company? We'll be working here. If you go to America, this kind of company now, they'll be giving us tea at 10 o'clock. All we do is complain. You know the truth? This is a sign. It's a sign you don't pray. No praying person complains. No praying person grumbles. If you see any Christian working a place, if they delay salary by 2 days, he's complaining. If they cut 200 naira from his salary, he's complaining. If they give him extra work to do, they say it's supposed to close at 5. If they give him a job to do till 5:30, he's complaining. Just know that fellow is not praying. The assignment of a believer, wherever you work, people should wonder whether you own the business. Like I said, a good shepherd and the owner, they overlap. People should look and confused. They should be shocked that you mean your father doesn't own this company. They say no. You don't have shares in this company. They say no. What do you have here? Well, they pay me a salary. And right now, my name is on the payroll. I'm a worker here. We're talking about prayer. First prayer, pray for the owner. Give thanks for them. It doesn't, look, we're not discussing whether the fellow is good or bad in your own estimate now. Is this the owner? The assignment of God is pray for him. Pray for her. You start with thanksgiving. Lord, I want to thank you for planting it into the heart of this man, this woman, this family to start this business. How many of us are here working? We're 25. Thank you that because of them, 25 people have where to go every day to say they are working. You start with thanksgiving. Then, the Bible says, if you see your brother committing a sin that is not unto death, what do? You pray for the fellow. If you find that they are doing something that is not right, pray for the person. Pray that is God. The way they are doing it, this is not how I learned. In our church, we have been taught that you don't behave like this towards people. However, I'm asking you, have mercy on them. If the owners, your managers, all right, people are senior to you, they are not Christians, pray for them one by one. Many Christians are known for being able to pray like Pharisees. Okay, let's gather a staff fellowship. They are very good with that. Staff Bible study, they are very good with that. But that is where their Christianity ends. You pray sincerely. I said the last time, these are prayers that have reward. I believe that this country can be better if everybody will do what I'm saying. And when we go there in the morning, I'm not talking about staff fellowship prayer now. I mean individual, passionate prayer. That, Lord, this place, and listen to me, let me quickly say this. I don't mean everything there is good. Because I've seen people say that the leader of a country is not appointed because he's not doing well. That's not the issue. If somebody is the head of a nation, God appointed him. You don't have to like him. Saul was a bad one. God appointed him. Jeroboam was a very horrible one. God appointed him. Pharaoh was a terrible one. But God said, I'm the one that appointed him. Nebuchadnezzar was not a good man. God said, I appointed him. The Assyrians were not good people. They were known for their cruelty. But God said, this is my job. I gave this man for now. So let's leave that out. Your own assignment is just to give thanks and to intercede for the people. Pray for the family of your MD. You should. Pray that you go well with him. How do I know? Because Paul said, pray for, he said, for kings and for all those who are in authority. When Paul was writing to Timothy, he said, this is the assignment that we have as believers. Why? So you can enjoy the place where you are working. That's one of the things you are going to benefit. This is good and acceptable in the sight of God our Savior. That's 1 Timothy chapter 2. Now, please bear this in mind. Your boss, the management of your company, there are people in authority. You pray for them. Then you pray for the company itself, that God will prosper. It's an environment. What did we read from Jeremiah chapter 29? He said, entreat the Lord on its behalf. Remember, we've been talking about this. There are different kinds of prayer. We discussed that when we're talking about Lord, teach us how to pray. But now we're talking about responsibilities. Those prayers that God has given us. What are we to do with them? Christians must not be murmurers. Avoid murmuring about the place where you work. Avoid murmuring about the country you live in. When I say things like this, they say that we should be able to speak to government. If you want to speak to government, go and speak. Go to them, not social media, insulting people every day. If you want to write, like there are many governors, presidents, MDs of companies, that you have their email addresses, you understand? You can chat with. There are people that have gotten promoted because they bought that to write to the MD. If you have a good idea, write it down. Many people who complain have nothing to contribute. The truth is that they are not praying. Please, I'm talking to Christians. You are supposed to pray. If you pray, God will give you something to contribute. Now, let me say this, because many times you talk like this, people now want to say, okay, this is the pathway to promotion. That's not what I'm teaching. I'm talking about pathway to responsibility fulfillment. Fulfill your responsibility. I'm not guaranteeing anybody will lift you, but God at least will be pleased with you. That's what I'm guaranteeing. That God will be pleased. God will look and say, listen, I have put my child there. You create a spiritual ambience in that place with your prayer. Many people don't know. Their spirit is what they call spirit. You can get to a place, there's a spirit of strife. Get on your knees and pray against that striving spirit. There's a spirit of inefficiency. What I'm telling you is not a joke. They will buy a generator, it just will not start. These things are spiritually determined many times. You can have an office that just has this spirit of inefficiency. It's a spirit. People come to work, they just can't work. And it's very common today in civil service. And it's a spirit in the air. Do you know you can labor against that spirit? How? With prayer. Lord, there's a lot of strife here in the name of Jesus. Lord, I pray against the spirit of strife, that it will not succeed in this place where I'm working. A point comes, you will come into the office, and that spirit of strife will move backwards. And if you are the MD, pray. Pray for your office. I've been talking about those who are working in places. What about you that is in charge? It's prayer. For this office, Lord, it will not succeed except you help us to succeed. I said, grumbling, murmuring is what the world wants us to do. But we believers will not succumb to that. We will go to work, number one, giving thanks that you have that work. And you must never be a saboteur where you are working.
We trust you were blessed by that short teaching. For more messages, books, and other materials, please visit our website at pastor.ng. Please do not forget to share these resources with others, and may the Lord be with you.